And I'm going to show you something new that I don't think any of you do that would be probably the best activity you can do with your SOI starting now all the way through August. Right now, we are going into, it's May. We're in the harvest season, right? So for the next 4 months, 5 months, it's just going to be freaking, oh my goodness, crazy, right? This is when you stop trying to get business and we just pretty much just handle it, okay? And we cannot let that happen. This is the housing boom. You're going to see sales volume going through the roof, setting records. There's going to be tons of listings, but you're going to see them for split seconds because they're going to be gone. But there's going to be record numbers of listings, there already are, hitting the market that are gone instantly. So sales volume is going to go through the roof. Commission dollars are going to go through the roof. This is 2004, okay? That's what's going to happen. And I think next year is going to be even worse and better, okay? So the thing about it is most people stop lead generating because all the business comes at them fast and furious, right? And that's because everybody in all your spheres of influences starts to realize how much money they're getting because they see their neighbor's house is selling for $100,000 more than they're used to. And they're like, wait a minute, we've got a couple grand in this house. We can totally move up and have enough to put down and move up or move down or move wherever we want to do. So that's the domino effect that occurs. So when there's no inventory, don't worry that there's going to be no sales. That has never happened in history. When prices go up rapidly like they are right now, about 1% a month, when prices do that, it creates a natural human instinct to sell and buy something they want more. And humans cannot resist that kind of crack cocaine. I'll tell you right now, and that's happening and that's going and that's going to speed up and it's going to speed up and it's going to speed up. So the more contacts you can make right now, the more of that you're gobbling up. And I always say, it's kind of like you're going fishing and things are going fine. And then you go over a big school of fish, okay? You can't just be catching one fish at a time. You need to get more poles in the water when you get over that big school of fish. So we're over a big school of fish right now. So we got to do some things in this unique market to keep our foot on the gas pedal so we can increase our production right now. And I'm going to show you something new that I don't think any of you do, that would be probably the best activity you can do with your SOI starting now all the way through August. And I'm going to give you some stuff to make it easy to do it. Is that fair? Can you let me do that for 15 minutes? Okay, here's what we call them, okay? I am going to share this with you, and it is called a annual property analysis, okay? And this is kind of a data, an activity that we do with everybody in our SOI, and we should do it annually. And again, we make SOI contacts. We can text them or we can call them. And what we do is we do like a checkup with them on all the property they own. And all we're doing is basically reaching out to them and saying, hey, I'm doing our annual reviews of your property, this week or this month. So I wanted to reach out to you to kind of tell you what all your real estate's worth. And these are past clients of yours typically. So we know what they own and we do a quick CMA for them. And we just tell them it'll take 15 minutes. It ends up taking 30 because they ask a bunch of questions. And now we can do it by Zoom because that's totally appropriate all of a sudden. So we don't have to even go to their house or anything weird like that. So we try to do one a day. If we can set one a day via Zoom, we can do this with them. And what you're going to do is do a CMA for every single one of them. If you've got an assistant, that assistant can whip out those CMAs a day in advance so you can check them over ahead of time. They'll get really good at doing CMAs. So if you ever want to train someone to do CMAs for you, this is a fast way to do it. This has been something that's been taught and coached for 30, 40 years. And they've always been called annual reviews. I call them annual property analyses because I'm fancy. But what we do is we say that, we set up the appointment, and this is kind of the program right here, right? So what we're going to do is we make contacts through that. We become their trusted advisor over a year. And as we're telling them, every time we're telling someone in this market, they're shocked as to how much their home is worth. They are absolutely shocked. And you will be surprised how many of them want to list right now and how appreciative that they are that you stopped their life for just a minute. You stopped it from going and you said, you just stopped. Hey, by the way, did you know this? And they're like, whoa. We can get in that school district we want to. We can get closer to grandma. We can do this. We can move up. We can empty nest, whatever we got to do. All of a sudden, we're doing that. And it's just a customer service we provide. So we're not asking anything from them. We're just giving, coming from contribution the whole time, right? So we show a big picture, small picture view of this. Like we show them a county MLS, area subdivisions, CAR home stats. Here's what the state looks like. Here's what the county looks like. Here is what your neighborhood looks like. And here's a CMA of your home. So we go big to small picture, okay? So we show them, here's what's happening, and we educate them. And that's pretty much the same for everybody, except for the actual CMA of their own home, right? So you're gonna get that pretty much squared away on the big to small, except you gotta do each CMA individually, right? So county market stats, absorption rates by price range, housing inventory reports, quarterly housing reports, state association of realtor stats. That's how we go big to small, okay? Then you go to your MLS to get smaller, and then your CMA for the individual property. Make sense? You do this to anyone who owns a home. So you can do it with your past clients, or you can do it with just close acquaintances you know they own a home. So you set it up, and it's really easy script. I mean, you can just text everybody this too. Calling, I think, is much more effective, just depending on how comfortable you are, but calling is gonna have a much higher turnover rate. And you just say, hey, I wanna do an annual review of your home. It's just something we do for all our clients. Whether they're a client or not, doesn't matter, you just treat them like one. It's something we do for all our clients, and we just give you a free assessment of what your home's worth so you know the current value of the real estate you own every single year. They're like, oh, okay, great, I'd totally do that. Then I'll just, if they're not a past client, I don't even know what their home address is. So I might say, hey, what's your home address again? Let me do my homework. How about Thursday? What time Thursday? We just do it by video. I'll shoot it to you and do it on your phone if you like. Do it on your computer, do it on your phone. Just take about 15 minutes and you'll know exactly what your home would sell for in this market. And then that's it. And it's something we'll do for you every single year. And right now, I think you're going to be shocked when you see exactly what your home's worth. And they'll say, well, I don't really want to sell. Hey, I'm just giving it for your information so you know what your balance sheet looks like. That makes sense. But if they say no, it's no big deal. You just run the CMA and say, how about if I tell you what? I'll just run this. How about if I just give you a written report? And I'll show you how to do that too. Then you just send them the CMA in an email. So that's your plan B, a written report. Make sense? So here's some scripts for you. How we do the call or text. Okay. So steps 1, 2, and 3, I'm going to give this to you. Don't worry. You don't need to write this in or screenshot. I'm going to pop it in the box there. Okay. And step 5. I'm going to build your packet for you because when we get on the Zoom video, we're going to share your screen and flip through a bunch of PDFs, which is going to look a lot like your listing presentation, except it's going to be a little bit catered to big than small. Like I said, I'm going to give you a packet for that. Okay. So you're going to have that too. It's all done in PowerPoint for you. You just got to edit it with your name and your logo and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Don't say I didn't ever give you anything. If you guys keep coming back to this, I'm going to give you so much freaking stuff. Okay. I just want you to come back and tell a friend that's invited, or don't tell a friend and you can save all these great tidbits. Okay. So then you're going to go over this information with them. It's really, really simple and it's very real estate relevant. Okay. So here is what the PowerPoint looks like. It's really nice. It's prepared by my team's graphic designers. I'm going to share this with you too. You're going to put the KW logo up here, your team here, or your name here. And then you can edit colors, anything you want. You know, if you got team members, put them here. If you got your transaction, even your escrow officer, whatever, put them here. It's going to tell you what's in here. And then it's all designed super nice and pretty. If you want to change the colors, you can. But this is all yours. Just make it yours. Just take the logo and switch them out and put your name in here. So put your name here and switch the logo out here. And it's pretty ready to roll. You know, you can change some numbers. You can delete slides if you don't want to use them. Very, very easy. You want to put some of your trusted vendors in here, go ahead and do it. Maintenance checklist, that kind of stuff. A little bit about the team if you want. And then you insert your CMAs in the middle there, your big to small that you get. Just pop them in there to make it look a little bit more professional. Okay? So, and that's a quick little presentation you can give to everybody. Because if you could just tell yourself, I want to do one of these reviews per day, even if it's like Monday, maybe 4 a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Try to do 4 a week, 1 a day throughout the harvest season. If you're able to pull that off, do you know how many freaking listings you're going to get? I bet you get 1 a week from this. That's how much people are going to be blown away when they see how much equity they have in their home. You're going to, because you know what it's like. You've talked to your friends. They're just blown away right now. I mean, housing prices have gone up like 18% in the last freaking 2 years. I mean, if they're not paying attention, which no one really is, 18% is a ton, an absolute ton. So all you got to do is reach out and provide that customer service to them. Okay. So I'm going to pop these in. Questions, thoughts? You guys like this? Stroke my ego? Any of that? Thank you.
I really like that, Brian. Only for the reason being is that that's something really easy for me to do because I stayed in touch with my past database. I have my clients, so that's going to be pretty easy for me to do. And then I like that. That's a good idea, and I haven't not done that. That's one thing I have not done.
Yeah, it's a way to. I mean, to me, this is not like giving away a calendar magnet or a pie, which is nice, but this is like, hey, let's talk about real estate. I'm an expert. Like this is literally. You know, it'd be like a dental hygienist giving you a pumpkin pie. It's like sweet of her, but it's not really doing a great job cleaning my teeth. This is doing a great job cleaning their teeth. This is real estate.
But I get leads.
What's that?
I do get leads for those pies.
Yeah, I said, no, hey, I'm not saying they're bad. Magnets will work or whatever. They'll work for the dentist too. I guess it is kind of contradictory to give sugary pies if you're a dentist, but you get the idea.
Well, there's little more. It's not that I'm giving away a pie. Actually, there's more to it. There's more of a science behind it.
Oh no. Hey, I am the biggest fan, Jesse, of giveaways and client events. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying this actually is real estate relevant. Does that make sense? Like I'm the biggest fan of client events and giving away freebies that have nothing to do with real estate all day long. But this gets you deep into a conversation about how much equity they have in their home with every touch you make. That's much more likely to generate listings. You know what I mean?
I love it. I love it. I mean, I get it.
Okay, so both of those are shared. I popped both of those into the chat. There's the pretty big files there, or at least the PowerPoint is. And you could use those as a great way. And I would just have a goal. This is the part that really matters. This is really cool. But if you think you're going to have time to do this, I don't think you are. I think this is where that accountability piece comes in. And this is why if you have a team, it's one of the best values of a team is, like, for example, I see Hal on here. Hal's got a team. So what Hal could do, just to hold himself accountable so he does it, is make the whole team do it and then put himself on the scoreboard with the team. So he has to like be held accountable by the team because he's the leader. And if the whole team sees that Hal's not doing it, I mean, now he's letting the whole team down. So that actually provides a layer of accountability to ensure that Hal does his part. Does that make sense? Or you can get an accountability partner to do it, or use the productivity coach in the office, or get your office team leader to do it, or get someone to hold you accountable, because this sounds like a great idea, but we're going into, we're in the housing boom right now. You're not going to do this when you have some extra time left over because you're not going to have any extra time left over. So let's get real. Implementation is all of this.
Ryan.
Yes.
I have a question. Are you having those packets hand delivered, mailed, emailed? What are you suggesting?
Either presented on Zoom. That's the idea, is a face-to-face meeting on Zoom where we're sharing our screen and going through the PowerPoint. Mm-hmm. Or we're saving it as a PDF and emailing it if they won't meet with us. So option A is, can we meet? And that's by Zoom, unless you want to go to everybody's house and waste everybody's time.
Yeah. Yep.
Spread the COVID. Or if they say, I don't have time, to say, okay, how about if I just send you a quick written report that'll tell you what your home's worth? And then they're going to say, yes, at least I'm giving something of value, right? So at that point, it's just a CMA, slap it in there, save as, PDF, and email it to them. And then I can at least call and follow up and say, hey, did you get a chance to look at that? That type of thing.
Cool.
So that's it. It's pretty quick. Something an admin could pump out for you, man, over and over. One more reason to have an admin. Office transaction coordinator that you pay for files, typically not going to do that for you. But if you have a full-time admin, that starts to fall in that marketing role.
Here, thank you.
You bet. Thanks, Hal. That makes sense?